Hello and welcome everybody to the Yard Red Festival, the upper bracket, the winner bracket, however you want to call it, final of it. Power Rangers versus Virtus.Pro.Polar in a best of 3 series. Yes, you heard it right, a best of 3 between two just really awesome teams. Both are kind of on a winning streak, or, well, maybe not a winning streak, so to say, but still looking pretty damn hot, to be honest, especially Virtus.Pro taking down Team Secret yesterday. But if you're wondering what the hell the Yard Red Festival is, it's a charity event to raise money to help the Ukrainian refugees because, well, all hell has broken loose there, unfortunately. So definitely purchase the ticket if you can. It's only $1 and 100% of the proceedings will go to the charity. So it's for good cause, guys. But we are HeflaTV, the English coverage for you. I'm Culture and I'm joined by OD Pixel. How you doing?
Not bad at all, Culture. And exactly, this is going to be a brilliant game. Power Rangers versus Pro-Polar. Virtus.Pro.Polar, you know, the more recent team, they are showing a bit more strength recently. They are positioned 12th, actually, in the world, according to John Dota's rankings. And then we've obviously got Power Rangers. They're at 15th at the moment, but they have been around for a lot longer. And they're going to have that under their belt. And as you said, both teams recently not been doing too bad. Power Rangers has come out of a few bad fights recently, but they've been up against some really, really big teams. So perhaps, you know, turning it down, going up against Virtus.Pro.Polar, they might be a little bit more in their element. And, well, the picks flying out thick and fast. And what do we make of these, Culture?
Well, Virtus.Pro, starting with the IO, didn't go for the IO partner immediately, but it's just a hero that is so strong when it's in the right hands. And I think Power Rangers themselves, for example, have ran the IO Legion Commander rather often. But Legion Commander was banned by Virtus.Pro, so they definitely have made or have done their homework here. Of course, Death Prophet also one of the strongest heroes at the moment. I think just the Exorcism is crazy strong. Yes, received double nerfs in 2 consecutive patches, just increasing the cooldown of it, but it's not enough to just bring that hero down. Power Ranger, on the other hand, Tidehunter, also one of the better offlaners. Double Ravage, it's just so often people get the refresher up because games just last that long these days. And of course, Skyriff Mage, just all in all, one of the better supports out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tidehunter, Skyriff Mage, you know, you got a brilliant team fight combo there already. It's going to be incredibly effective. And talking about the team fight, well, Power Rangers, they go and add to that. They pick up the Sand King as well. So we've already got, you know, we've got our 2 supports, we've got our offlaner almost certainly. And it's a very strong combination. And they're going to be able to take these mid-game fights. And it's going to be interesting to see what Virtus.Pro.Polar pick against that. Because obviously they've got the Death Prophet. They're going to be looking for these early pushes. But at the same time, you know, you're going to have Skyriff Mage and Sand King ready with the defense. And eventually Tidehunter picking up that early level 6. And talking about strong supports, Virtus.Pro.Polar, they go ahead and they pick up the Ogre Magi.
Man, I was hoping for that hero. It's, for example, Moscow 5. They just first pick Ogre almost every single time when they get the opportunity for it. And it didn't get banned out, so it only makes sense. Especially since nowadays, just having like one really hardcore carry is kind of mandatory almost even. And Ogre Magi will just make that hard carry even stronger with the Bloodlust. Extra movement speed, extra attack speed of course as well. And not only that, Ogre is one of those supports that, with the Aghanim Scepter, he can just blow people up, even though he is just a support. Just get the double quad multicast if you're lucky enough, and there aren't too many heroes that can stand up to that.
No, that's true. I mean, you're looking at Skyriff Mage, you know, he's going to blow up straight away. Sand King, he is a strength hero, but he's not really that naturally tanky. Tidehunter's going to be a little bit more of an issue. But yeah, Ogre Magi is definitely going to be very strong in this, especially if he doesn't get locked down by the Ancient Seal from the Skyriff Mage each time a team fight kicks off. But a strong pick as always, yeah. I mean, you know, there's no surprise we're seeing Ogre Magi even reaching the stage where he's getting banned out in the first stages of the draft. Not this time, of course, as Pro-Polar do sneak it through. But yeah, still not sure what we're going to get with the IO, but we've got to remember, as you said, Ogre Magi buffing up this carry, there's going to be an IO as well. So whoever they do decide to run is going to be hitting so hard and fast. It's going to be pretty terrifying. A BKB carrier would be great in this, I feel, because, you know, Sand King, Skyriff Mage, Tidehunter, pretty much going to be useless against that. So maybe even something like a Gyrocopter, maybe even going as far to pick up a Luna or a Sven if they want to be greedy. But definitely a hero such as that's going to be really benefiting from the boost from Ogre and IO. It's going to be pretty ridiculous. And Power Rangers, they go pick up a Viper. So we're now starting to see that Power Rangers, they're probably not going to want to take this game too late.
They probably won't. I mean, so far, even if it goes late, depending on the 5th pick, they can maybe go there as well. But so far, definitely want to take it early. Sand King most likely will just want to take great use of his own jungle, stack it up, farm that fast Blink Dagger, and just max out aggression from there on. They definitely have the ability to do so, especially if they have the Ravage off cooldown as well. IO, as strong as he can be, he's not that strong early on. I mean, he himself at least. If you somehow close the distance to the IO, it's really easy to just blow that hero up. But Virtus.Pro going for a Slark I mean, Bloodlust extra attack speed will mean that your passive will just go into work for Slark, stealing those stats for yourself a little bit faster, and Slark, decent enough against Viper as well, can just shrug off everything with the Dark Pact.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Slark's, I like the Slark pick. It's going to be very effective. And as you said, with that boosted attack speed, goodbye to all your stats. They're just going to get eaten up straight away. And Slark, he's a good all-rounder. He's okay in the early game. He can hold himself in the mid-game. And come late game, when you get the right items under your belt, you're going to be absolutely melting through the side of Power Rangers, especially with the picks that they've brought to the field as of yet. Elder Titan getting banned out. Pretty sensible, obviously, because we're going to look at this really hard, fast-hitting Slark. And you don't want to be being up against that, against also obviously the aura reducing all your armor down to nothing but the additional ones from items. And Morphling's going to be banned out from VP.Polar, so obviously realizing the Power Rangers, they've got a very strong mid-game lineup, and just trying to eliminate any possibility of them picking up a hero that's going to be able to be relevant in the late game, that's always going to be on the back foot farming and then coming in if Power Rangers start to struggle as the game goes on.
Yeah, they've taken out quite a lot of those hard game, just late game hitters. And I guess Medusa is available with Power Rangers if they went for it. They don't have anything to amplify the Medusa, something like an Empower from a Magnus, Bloodlust from the Ogre, even Vengeful Spirits, Vengeance Aura. So they're gonna have nothing if they go for that hero. I guess there are still like a couple, like you mentioned previously, like maybe Luna, something like that as well. But we'll see what Power Rangers want to go for. Virtus.Pro, they themselves still need an offlaner, for example. Do you think maybe even a Nature Prophet might be viable, just go for that semi-global strategy?
A Nature's Prophet pick, I don't think would be out of the question. Obviously, it's a little bit dirty. It's still in the pool. It is a hero that's very annoying to play against. And do Power Rangers have the best thing to defend against it? Probably not. Not if the Nature's Prophet is very careful with his rotations. But Power Rangers' last pick, they're going to pick up a Lycan. And so, they really are going to be going for this early push, forcing the aggression towards the mid-game. And, I mean, Lycan's alright as it gets later, but I still think that the Slark is going to be quite an issue for all the heroes on the side of Power Rangers.
Oh man, the Power Rangers, they're taking rather a risk at the moment. Lycan, he can be extremely strong, and even his right-click power is just ridiculous, to be honest. But if it doesn't work out, they're going to be rather screwed, probably. They're going to have to pay extra attention to the Death Prophet, I think. If they can just blow him up in the fights, get the stuns, get the burst on him every single fight, because Death Prophet ain't that tanky early on. Evil Scepter, as nice as it may be early, if you get Burrow Struck into Mystic Flare, you'll probably not even get to use the item at all. So Power Rangers, they're definitely going to have to just start hitting hard on almost every single lane. Sand King and Skyriff Mage, their potency as roamers is definitely great, so they're going to have to make good use of that.
It is good, yeah. Sand King gets a few early levels in the jungle, going around. You've got a lot of, a huge range of initiation there with the concussive shot and, with the shutdown as well from Sand King. And, ganking the Death Prophet mid is probably going to be something that they're going to want to do towards the earlier parts of the game. And they should be able to do it, I feel. Definitely if they're going to run this Viper in the mid lane and they're going to have the damage kicking out from him towards the early stages. It's going to be quite effective, and it's going to be half the Death Prophet mid to hold her own against these kinds of ganks and aggressions coming out from Power Rangers. But last pick now for Polar. As you said, Nature's Prophet is still in there. I don't know though if they'll go for that, because I feel that they still need a little bit more to kind of throw back at the team fight that Power Rangers are going for. And they're going to pick themselves up a Necrophos. And, how are they going to lane this? Oh, well, it's got to be the Necrophos with the IO, the kind of typical EG combination that we saw brought to fruition in Starladder, that works so nicely. It is slightly ridiculous. And perhaps this is going to be a Slark solo lane.
I would think so as well. I mean, just TK Phobos is usually the offlaner, but I highly doubt that they're going to run Necrophos solo offlane against Power Rangers, Sand King, and Skyriff Mage. Just don't see it happening.
No. Yeah.
So IO, Ogre, and Necrophos actually should have a rather easy time, I think. Lycan isn't that strong on the lane, and although Skyriff Mage and Sand King can be extremely scary over the Pro, even if they're going aggressive tri lane, gonna have to play it rather safe. But it will at least mean that Sand King won't have free roam of his own jungle, because if he just goes greedy and really wants to stack and farm them up early on, that's just gonna mean that the lane is gonna be 3 versus 2, and VP.Polar, thanks to that, should have the upper hand.
Indeed you do, and as we kick into the game, let's go ahead and introduce the teams. Coucher, who would you like to introduce today?
Man, I've always loved Power Rangers, so for them, Cat will be playing the off-lane Tidehunter, leaving Chaslo on the Lycan, actually going into the mid lane at the moment, with Tichara on the Viper, J4 and the Sand King, leaving Son Neko on the Skyriff Mage.
Okie dokie. And anyway, on the side of VP.Polar, we're going to have Illidan Stormrage playing on the Slark, and he's going to be backed up by Little Tesoro on the Io. In the mid lane, we're going to have Scandal, of course, on the Death Prophet. Go Black on the Ogre. Looks like they're going to head up top and do an aggressive tri-lane by the looks of it. And that's going to leave DK.Phobos on his own in this solo safe lane Necrophos role, but I guess they've anticipated that he will be up against the Tide, and in that sense, Necro should be alright in this lane.
I guess it is better than the Slark solo up against Tide Hunter. I mean, any kind of melees might struggle against Tide. Of course, Illidan could have just gone for the Essence Shift as well, but it's still a little bit better, although their own tri-lane will heavily suffer. I'm not too sure if they thought the Viper is going to head into the mid lane, but Power Rangers, they're making a nice move sending that Lycan there instead. So, just Viper in a tri-lane is actually crazy strong.
It is indeed. This is going to be a pretty terrifying tri-lane, and yeah, perhaps, well, obviously, yeah, running it aggressive, they did want to maybe shut down the Lycan. They're not going to find Lycan. In fact, here we go, a little bit of a fight. Sanking's going to pick up the haste rune. He's speedy, and a lovely burrow strike catches the Ogre, catches the Slark. Damage is coming down on Ogre, but at the same time, Sanking takes very low, but he has got the haste. Doesn't matter, he gets pounced by Illidan Stormrage. They do manage to get Ogre in return, but it's first blood going to the Slark. Now, Slark, can he get out with the help of Io? No, he can't. Viper and Skara finish the job. VP.Polar come out with first blood, but they give away 2 kills.
Definitely favoring Power Rangers. Although I think Sanking made a slight mistake. His right clicks definitely weren't necessary there, I think. There was no way Virtus.Pro can just escape with the Ogre. He was so low as it was. But, like I said, definitely favoring them in the end anyway. So, nice start for Power Rangers already. And, man, I just love that nowadays runes spawn on both sides. That just means that both teams will almost always go look at them.
Yes, it's good. It's a good mechanic. I think, yeah, that's a really nice addition to the game. Because, yeah, we get these little early skirmishes, which were a lot rarer before this patch kicked in.
Oh, at the moment, though, looks like Power Rangers are playing it rather safe. Of course, the lane is pushing out as it is. So they're going to get some nice XP. I mean, Viper is already level 2, 1 point into Corrosive Skin. And in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, just getting that level 2 before the enemy is so crucial. Go Black trying to intercept the pull. Does succeed with it as well, I guess. Ogre, a pretty damn tanky hero. I mean, 7 armor already with only having 3 iron branches. Starts with 6 otherwise. So it's... We might not see any kills on the top lane. We might just see both teams kind of sitting back. Although Power Rangers still, I think, should have the better tri-lane here.
Yeah, no, I think, yeah, you're bang on. And the fact that they did gain those 2 kills and the aggressive tri-lane gave that away. And that's not how you want to start an aggressive tri-lane top lane. A lovely burrow strike again, catching out the Slark and the Io. Is there enough damage to bring down the Slark? Yes, there is. Io's not going to save you from that. Viper coming in with the damage. And Scar of Mage finishes off the job. It's a double kill going the way of Sun Naiko. And what is going on with this aggressive tri-lane? It is not working out how VP.Polar planned it to.
It's just beautiful done, and not only the tri-lane crashed, I mean, Lycan, he used the Howl as well at the same time they initiated, so perfect synergy between the team there, perfect timing as well. One thing, of course, is that they are kind of sacrificing the Lycan. I mean, he's going to get some farm, but definitely not as much as he would have from the safe lane. I mean, Scandal, or Death Prophet rather, such a dominating mid laner as it is. Bottom lane, same DK.Phobos, he's making Cheshire Cat's life a living hell. I mean, Tidehunter 5-1 at the moment, just completely boxed out of the lane, but... I guess just crushing a tri-lane might be worth it. Your support's gonna get the faster level 6 maybe, but VP.Polar already on the hunt for something more Goblak. He's like, yeah, top lane kind of sucks, so he's gonna roam around.
Yeah, I think this is a good call. You know, they've realised that top lane, the aggression is just not working. Every time it just gets punished straight away. And Go Black is going to be able to help mid. I mean, Lycan, you know, he's having an alright time. Perhaps a little bit better than he should be up against a Death Prophet. I hope that's going to make it a little bit easier for the Death Prophet to outlane the Lycan. Bottom lane, Io trying to help the Necro. And as you said, Necro doing a pretty good job at giving this Tidehunter hell. When you look at the last hits, I mean, what, 11 up against the 5. He's very well and truly shut down Cheshire Cat out of the lane.
Well, Illidan, he's doing whatever he can at the moment to just stay in XP, eating the trees as well. So Neko finally finds him. Don't think they have enough to get the kill. So Neko not yet level 3, so no Ancient Seal even. Just gonna harass. No Arcane Bolts yet. Essence Shift coming out, Illidan. Is he gonna go man mode? I don't think he should pounce onto it, although Sand King was rather far away. Unfortunately for VP, they don't have vision on the Sand King at the same time. But just some harassment. Goblak, of course, can't do much to Cheshire Cat. Ignite comes out, but Anchor Smash is just too strong unless DK.Phobos. Is it gonna be enough? I have my doubts, but Fire Blast comes out. They might get the kill on Tide even. A Death Pulse level 2, some body blocking as well. A few more right clicks, Cheshire Cat. Oh man, Tide, he's just way too tanky.
Yeah, a little bit too tanky. And he's going for a very defensive build as well. Has 2 points in the Kraken Shell. Hasn't got a single point in Gush. Because you realise he can't go aggressive. He just needs the extra damage with the Anchor Smash to gain the last hits that he can. And yeah, that Kraken Shell doing work against these two heroes, being very aggressive. And now 3 is, yeah, they seem to have rotated the Io and the Ogre to this bottom lane. Looks like they're going to leave him there for the time being. And just leave Illidan Stormrage on his own on the top lane. But yeah, it's a rocky start for VP.Polar, and I mean, at least they've got the Slark to fall back on, you know, if the game does go on. But other than that, PR off to a pretty good start, and a start that's really going to kind of feed the play style that they were going to go for this game.
They definitely expected this tri lane to work out a little bit better, I think. But they really must have been caught a little bit off guard with a Viper tri lane instead of a Lycan one, probably. But at least they kind of are minimizing their casualties, because if they had just stayed there as a tri lane, the supports wouldn't have gotten any XP, probably would have fed away even more kills. At the moment, at least, they can stack up their own jungle, pull through, get some XP on their own, and make it so the Tidehunter is a little bit less useful as well. Although, I'd rather have a Tidehunter with almost no farm and just little levels than a Slark with no farm and no levels.
Yeah, that's true, yeah, because the Slark is such a core hero for VP.Polar. They really need him to get something out of the lane he's in. And as you said at the moment, yeah, having about the same amount of luck as this Tidehunter. And yeah, I mean, levels great on both, but when one hits 6, it's going to be a bit more impactful, of course. The Tidehunter being able to just come in with the Ravage. And especially with the heroes such as like just Io and even Slark, who's not really going to be that tanky, other than obviously having the Dark Pact. He needs to be careful when Tidehunter comes into these skirmishes with the ults up. And I mean, top lane, Illidan Stormrage just getting zoned straight out of the lane, and the lane slowly getting pushed in by the side of PR. And looking at the last hits and denies, Viper just having a brilliant time getting a huge amount of free farm. But at the same time, it is the Necro and the Death Prophet that are heading up the board behind him. And I mean, that little bit of action early with the Ogre Magi mid looks to have shut down the Lycan a little bit, and Death Prophet is starting to break away in terms of net worth in the mid lane.
Man, Illidan, he's just so afraid of the Viper, as he should as well. Viper, of course, has the ultimate. Dark Pact might be enough, although Slark not being level 6, being so low on health, might just go down to like 1 right click plus Viper Strike, and the Dark Pact, of course, damaging himself as well, but it's going to take a little while before you purge yourself. So he has to play just so careful. Every time Viper comes a little bit closer, he has to pounce away. So I don't know if just sacrificing Illidan that hard is going to be worth it. If he would be getting at least some XP, but he's been like level 4 for quite some time now. Tidehunter is level 5, so he's struggling quite hard as well. And oh, Go Black, he can easily dive. I mean, Ogre Magi are one of the best diving supports with the high base armor. Are they going to go for Cheshire Cat though? I guess they are. Io tethers up, DK Phobos. They have the Reaper Scythe as well. Fire Blast comes out, Ignite to follow. TPs are coming in. If only they had the Ravage right now. But they're going to get the Silence and the slow one to Lil, and one more Arcane Bolt will clean up the kill if they even need it. Nope, just the right clicks.
Yeah, indeed. It was a little bit ambitious there from them, and kind of they were relying on the fact that PR weren't going to TP in, and of course they TP straight, and the defense is there, and Tide's fine, and if anything, that's going to push him a little bit closer to his level 6. They did TP the Viper in. Not quite sure if it was necessary for him to leave his lane, because that's going to mean that Slark is going to be able to find a little bit now from the top lane in terms of farm. Because he's on his own. Apart from, actually no, Tide's been sent up here now, so it looks like they might just do a little bit of a lane swap around, allow the Viper to get some farm down here whilst they send the Tidehunter up, who's going to be almost as good as the Viper at zoning the Slark out in terms of getting last hits with the old Anchor Smash, and the fact that with this creep wave he should get level 6 online, so he'll be able to be a little bit more defensive. I mean, the Death Prophet, you know, he's got a phase boots, and of course is running the bottle back and forth between the base, but she's not been able to do anything too impactful yet. But of course, with maxing out the crit swarm, and oh, hang on, Viper, what?
That was a lane I didn't even just think to watch, really. 1 versus 3. Okay. How the hell?
It's, Necro with Scythe and Io and Ogre Magi, and oh, suddenly you've just lost an Ogre Magi against a solo Viper. Yeah, and that's going to put Viper closer and closer to the mech that he's running on, and it's going to be a pretty early mech on him.
In Power Rangers, they're up 6-1 with kills. Sand King is farming up rather fast in the jungle now as well, that he isn't needed elsewhere. He's going to have his Blink Dagger and only 300 gold. Chargelaw, he's only 4 last hits behind of the Death Prophet. Well, 5 depending on just what seconds somebody gets the last hit, but I would have expected Scandal to just have that much more. Oh, but the pounce from Illidan onto Cheshire Cat, just a harassing one. He's dropping so damn low. Cheshire Cat maybe could have just popped the ultimate and killed Slark. He was a little bit low on mana, so might not even had enough for another just Anchor Smash, but Slark that was kind of suicidal. I think he did less damage than just he took himself.
Yeah, I didn't do a huge amount of that. And I'm not entirely sure of Slark's skill build. He's maxing out Dark Pact and has only got the 1 point in Pounce and Essence Shift. And it's obviously a very defensive build, but at the same time, you know, Dark Pact, you know, you level that up more, you're going to take more damage yourself. And it's not the biggest damage nuke, so... I mean, unless I'm missing out something on a Slark change, that's not how people normally build Slark.
You should just max out Pounce, because Pounce, the cooldown reduces by 4 per level up. Whereas Dark Pact, it's only 1 second per level, and I'm not too sure how necessary it is. I guess you're a little bit afraid of the Ancient Seal, maybe. But I still think Pounce would be a little bit better. Maybe it just depends on how they want to kind of fight this. Io, of course, with the heal coming out from the Death Pulse of the Necrophos, if he's there through Slark, Slark might just be fine with using the Dark Pact a little bit more, just getting some AoE damage going. But it's not like they have the AoE control for him to hit that many heroes anyway. Although he wants to go for Cheshire Cat again. With the Shadow Dance activated, Anchor Smash of course makes Illidan's life still a living hell. Will we see the Ravage? Yes, we will, the Dark Pact. Oh god, that was just perfect timing on the Dark Pact, or rather slightly mistimed on the Ravage. He saw the Dark Pact coming out. So both ultimates used. Ravage definitely bigger of an ultimate, but oh, Tichara, it's gonna run into Golblack. The Wolves counting him out. There's the Viper Strike, a few more right clicks to follow. Should be an easy kill. Fire Blast is there, but all it means is just that Golblack, he's gonna be under the effects of Corrosive Skin as well.
Yeah, and he might even be able to clean up the Io here. He needs to be careful though, the Viper, because there is a Reaper's Scythe, and it might just need to be thrown down. He has got the mech, of course, so he's going to be alright in terms of help. At the same time, the Death Pulse coming through, and Dichirai just playing a little bit too risky. But here comes the epic enter from Sandking. Burst down the Io. I don't think he's going to be able to find DK Phobos. He needs to get out there. Pops of Clarity just gives himself enough mana to get the Sandstorm to disjoint the hit, and gets the Blink off as well. And hello, suddenly Sandking entering the fight with a Blink Dagger and making use of the first ultimate.
Oh, Illidan wanted to go for Soneko, missed the Pounce, though might still be able to die with Shadow Dance activated, and then yes, he's gonna get the kill on Skyrap. Magic Stick keeps him alive for a little while longer, but Illidan does make it out, so he's recovering rather nicely, baiting out the Tidehunter Ravage, now getting a solo kill as well after that. And man, the Viper definitely kind of overplayed the situation. Yeah. He knew he had the mech, but ever since the mech changes, it takes so much mana out of you. And
it really does,
he didn't have enough for the poison attacks anymore, and Io just made it out thanks to that. Sand King, of course, showed off the Blink Dagger, so I got that one return, but Viper for Io, just not a worthy trade.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, no, you're bang on. The change to the mech really has hurt heroes such as Viper, I feel, because, you know, they don't have the biggest mana pool at all. And, I mean, yeah, it's still a great item, but he needs more stats and he needs more intel, needs more levels before he's able to just go into a fight like that, have the mana to pop the mech, and enough mana to get out enough poison attacks. But yeah, it perhaps underestimated how much mana it was going to take away from him.
Oh, Golblack might be in some trouble. J4. No, he doesn't see him in time. The Blink Dagger on Sand King, we here got it like 9.5 minutes in or something like that. Real nice time checking, stacking and farming. Oh, maybe. Can they go for Scandal? With Soneko coming in, they definitely could. Scandal though backing off anyway, wanted to go for the rune. So, no aggression yet. Although VP.Polar, I mean, although Power Rangers, they have the kill lead. Looking at the graphs, it's not too bad at all. I mean, Death Prophet farming up reasonably well, as is Necrophos, and even the Slark is catching up.
Yeah, no, it's true, yeah. They are finding something, and as you said, the Slark's recovered quite well. And they're going to smoke up now, and they're going to go for Roshan. And Lycan, you know, with the Vlad's complete, he should be able to do this okay. And at the same time, I don't know if VP.Polar are in a position to contest this. They certainly don't know what's going on, or if they do, they're showing no indications of heading towards the pit. And I think bearing that in mind, Lycan should be able to clear this one up. There's no Medallion of Courage on the side of PR, so it's going to be a little bit slower than perhaps you'd normally attempt it at. But at the same time, Sand King on the high ground with the Blink Dagger, with the Epicenter ready. So, I mean, yeah, I don't see VP.Polar stopping this one at all. Illidan Storm Rage there in the mid lane. What's he going to do?
The Pounce, man. Easy kill with Scandal helping out. No, the silence is there. Soneko still will go down. Epicenter completely whiffs from J4. Just couldn't get close enough with the Burrow Strike. Lived unfortunate, but only losing his support, not that bad. Roshan still going on. Shashla, he pops his ultimate as well. He needs to be a little bit faster. Oh my god, DK Phobos, he comes in. This could be a disaster. Reaper Scythe. Age is picked up by Lil. Oh, Gammon Shashla, you have to run away. Pounce. Not gonna catch up. Dark Pact brings him down.
Oh
anyway.
my goodness.
Holy crap. That was so bad for Power Rangers. It's unbelievable.
It was. Yeah, it was like, hey, they lost the Scarf, it's fine. They're gonna get Roshan and get the Aegis. Nope. I's going to head and he's going to steal that away from you. And the plus, you know, PR did get the kill on Roshan, but You know, they get forfeit the Aegis, and now Lycan's down for 20 seconds. And with the Exorcism now online, this should be an easy tier 1 mid. Only Scarf Mage actually defending at the moment. Well, Sanking on the sidelines, but no epicenter available for a minute and a half. Viper's here as well, has got the mech, of course. But, well, they're not going to be able to defend this, especially with Slark going straight in onto the Sanking. Io, they're buffing up the Slark. He pops the Dart Pack, pops the Shadow Dance. Going in on the Viper. Viper's going to go down straight away. And, well, Scarf Mage, there's nothing he can do. He has to back up. Tidehunter hanging around the sidelines, has got the Ravage, but no Blink Dagger online for about another 600 gold. And suddenly VP.Polar, they're really kind of upping their game and bringing it to the level that PR started off with. And PR looking in a little bit more of a rocky position than they started off in.
They started off so well, they got a relatively fast Blink Dagger on Sanking as well, but after that, they just were unable to find the kills properly. I mean, Viper, he was trying to hunt for kills in the enemy jungle for quite some time, but with the relocate being there, and oh, speaking of relocates, they're gonna go on Jestercat. He has the Ravage, of course. Will TP assistance come though? I don't think so. He's gonna go for the Anchor Smash, but there's no escape anymore. Just a few more right clicks, he's gonna be brought down. And VP.Polar, just once they got the crucial levels, once they got the mech finished on Necrophos, they can go for it. Of course, having the Aegis just definitely boosted their confidence as well. Just killing off the Lycan like that. Illidan with Lil on the hunt. Not gonna find anything at the moment, but a pause.
Indeed, indeed. And yeah, pretty impressed with how VP.Polar coming back into this one. You know, they started off, I think it was about 6-1 at the beginning going the way of PR, but now it's 7-8 on the board. And as you said earlier, the graphs weren't looking too drastic. And well, now they're pretty much bang on even, pretty much. Only about 1k difference going each way in terms of net and gold. But, you know, suddenly the game is on a very even level. Well, it's going to be down to the kind of the pushing power of the draft and just, well, the synergy of VP.Polar, I feel, is just... It's very strong. PR's is very strong as well, but it relies on them hitting a lot of big team fights, a lot of big ultimates. Whereas VP.Polar, you know, with the IO, with the Slark, they're capable of just running around the map, creating havoc with the relocates and locking down and shutting down heroes on their own. And they know Sanking's here. Do they want to go for it? They're pinging it out. I mean, they do need to be careful because Lycan, Viper, and also the Scarf Mage are hanging around on the bottom lane. And Sanking's actually going to back out of the jungle. They're going to back away from these 3 heroes of VP.Polar coming up. As they've actually been scouted out by the creeps of the Dire.
Lil has been just pretty spot on the IO with the sentry wards. He's been taking at least 3 down, I think, by now already. So excellent awareness coming out. And to be honest, IO with the Aegis, I would love to see him not use it, but time a fight when it's gonna expire and the regeneration is gonna kick in and just completely heal somebody back up. Not too sure. I mean, it's definitely not the easiest thing to do, but they want to go for something.
Yeah,
wolves.
true,
oh man, the wolves are so good for scouting.
Indeed.
And Goblek, oh god. No, they don't see him yet. Finally, Wolf comes out. I can't believe Goblek just ran into almost 3 heroes, but they're gonna go for Scandal, the tastier target. Viper Strike is there, Burrow Strike to fall as well. They need a little bit more Mystic Flare. Is it gonna be enough? A few more right clicks, Epicenter. He's just not gonna catch up. The slows are too much. The mech is there. Oh god, the silence. Jestercat finally gonna pop the ultimate. Gonna catch free. Illidan does get rid of it with the Tark Bag. They want to go for more. Fire Blast. Jestercat gonna get pounced up as well. Just 1 for 0, and Power Rangers, they've exhausted all of their spells.
They have indeed, yeah. And that's the problem we were talking about. That's all they've got, and now Heroes dying left, right, centre. Viper down, Titan down, Io does go down, but of course he's going to be fine. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's a 2-for-0 trade, and yeah, a lot of stuff being spent there by PR, and it just wasn't enough. They weren't able to kill anyone. Little Tesoro, not quite sure what he's doing there. Needs to be very careful as a final shot comes in. He's going to be able to survive. The Wolves actually doing damage. The relocate back to safety, and a mech popped as well. Is going to keep him alive. And they're going to be able to take a tier 1 off the back of this fight as well. And suddenly the pushing power of VP.Polar and this mid-game potential that they have, it's certainly proving to be a little bit too much for PR to deal with.
They're just sustain is there. I mean, they literally blew almost everything on Scandal. Ravage was a little bit late, but they got the Burrow Strike, they got the Silence, Mystic Flare as well from the Ancient Empress. Even the Viper Strike was used. That just wasn't enough, and if you can kill off 1 hero, you have nothing in the tank. All of a sudden, Lycan just isn't the powerhouse at the moment at all. I mean, just has a Vlads, nothing else. Are they going to really lose the tier 2 here? I mean, they might. They're dropping a little bit low on mana, but they still should be able to sustain them for 1 fight, knowing that the Ravage isn't cooldown.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Knowing that the Ravage is off, the Epicenter's not going to be available, they can just keep the aggression on. And well, there we go, take tier 2. Now they're going on Lycan. Unfortunately, misses the pounce. There's going to be a silence up onto the Lycan, though, as he backs off. And he is going to go down as Illidan Stormrage chases him down. At the same time, The Death Prophet does get picked off by the Viper, but Iden Storm Rage trying to turn it around, getting Scar low, but at the same time he's having to back up. Little Tesora taking a lot of damage from Viper, but Viper with the mech keeping himself alive, does pick off the eye. Nice Burrow Strike coming in from Sand King. Is Ditchera going to be able to get out? The Earnest Shadow's ticking him down. No, he should melt down to the Ignite, and at the same time though, they do kill off the Slark, the Tidehunter. They're picking that one up, and they have to pick up anything more. I mean, they've got the Wolves, scouting out the Necrophos, scouting out the Ogre Magi. Tidehunter, he's got the Blink, but it's back in base, unfortunately. Hasn't got it on himself as of yet. But, well, base defended. They did lose a tier 1 and a tier 2, but PR, they managed to come out on top in terms of kills after that team fight.
Yeah, of course, ever since 6.82, it's a little bit better for Power Rangers as well now, winning a fight like that. I guess they broke rather even in kills, but just because VP.Polar, they were ahead, Power Rangers got a little bit more XP and gold out of it. And relocate! They're gonna help TK Phobos. Epicenter is there, the silence! Oh god, Lil just a tad too late there with the tether and the puddling. So a nice kill once again for Power Rangers, showing some signs of life. Of course, Virtus.Pro, they really didn't need to dive after the tier 2 went down. If they had just gotten the tier 2 and backed off, all would be fine. They still have a pretty good lead though.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, they're going to have a bit of gold lead after those towers. And, yeah, perhaps just getting a little bit too big for their boots. And they're like, we're taking a tier 1, tier 2. We can hang around. We can take a fight. But they're not quite ready to break the high ground. And definitely not now. Obviously, the PR, they've got the Ravage back online. And there's a Blink Dagger for the Tidehunter. Hasn't got it sent out to him yet. It's going to be on the way out now. So they're going to have the initiation. And, I mean, I feel it's going to be quite big. In terms of what this Tidehunter can accomplish with this first Blink Ravage, and if he's going to be able to catch VP.Polar out of place with it. I mean, TK Phobos, TP into the top lane. There is a Viper and a Lycan, and now this Tide with the Blink Dagger as well, and maybe PR are going to be able to catch out these two heroes.
It definitely would be something that they kind of need to do at the moment. Shashlo just finished up the Power Dress, but still needs a damaging item, maybe Necrovoke if they want to go for more of the pushing style. Because I'm not too sure if they want to take this late game. In Necrophos, just one good ultimate by him in the late game and you're screwed, no buyback all of a sudden. So it's maybe a risk that isn't worth taking. But look at Illidan, he's just scouting out whatever. Maybe they want to go for Cheshire Cat even. Definitely not an easy target to go for. But I bet he wants Skywrath Mage. That's his like priority target all the time.
Oh yeah, I'd imagine so. Yeah, take the Skywrath Mage out of the fight, and you've certainly made it a hell of a lot easier for the rest of your team. And well, he's a bit of scouting done here and there, and he's going to know it's safe to push the tower. They take the tier 1, and I mean they've got all their ults back up themselves. I mean they could look to push the tier 2, but of course there is this Ravage, and Epicenter is going to be back online in 20 seconds. But it looks like PR, they're going to go for a little bit of a trade. They take the tier 1, and Storm Rage chasing down the Viper. Now Ditchera needs to be very careful though. I'm not quite sure if you jump on this though, Slark. No, he's going to think twice about that. And this hasn't got the right-click damage to deal with that so far. I mean, Slark, what's he going for? He's got the Yasha. So I guess we're going to just expect to see the Sanjin Yasha come out on him. I mean, maybe a Manta Star. You know, we'll be able to deal with the Ancient Seal and the Silences, removing a lot. But I guess he's got the Dark Pact, and obviously he's maxed that out for that reason alone, just to remove these debuffs. But the push is going to come out on the bottom tier 2, and it's going to be look for a trade. Top lane, the Blink Ravage comes in, catches 3. Here comes Sand King with a Burrow Strike and the Epicenter. Oh, Death Prophet throws herself up in the air, and she gets relocated out. What the hell? Oh my goodness, Necrophos trying to pick up the Tidehunter, but Viper doing a hell of a lot of damage. Tidehunter will go down in the end to Slark. Slark now with the Shadow Dance. He's trying to find something, but needs to be careful though. Oh no, he doesn't, because here comes the relocate back in with Death Prophet. Sand King goes down. He's off the pitch, and now Viper is able to TP out, and they're chasing down the Scarf. And well, that relocate Yul Scepter doing work, that team fight.
Oh, the pounce dodged by Soneka, still gonna get chased down. Yul Sceptered up as well, just in case. Crypt Swarm. Holy crap, they get another kill. The Ravage was so beautiful, but once again, they popped the Mystic Flare. A tad too late. Yul Scepter relocate out. Man, Lil, he just completely won them the fight. Being able to come back as well with Scandal like that. They got the tier 2 on top of everything else. And Lycan, what did he do in the meantime? Just farm up the enemy jungle. I guess he got the tier 2 down, but
yeah, he got the trade.
It's a tier 2 trade, but Power Ranger also lost the fight.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. That Yul Scepter was huge from Scandal. I don't know if he meant to time it that perfectly, but it literally looked like he was dying. I mean, you know, it's Death Prophet's animation, lots of...
I bet he just kind of spammed it or shift queued or something.
Probably. He was absolutely bashing that one out, and yeah. Well, yeah, good team fight, and the tier 2 down. But again, we are reminded of the power of the Lycan, as you said, you know, just take the tier 2 on his own on the bottom lane, and they need to be careful, the side of VP.Polar, that this doesn't consistently happen. And Stormrage looking for a bit of aggression on Tident, and needs to be careful though, because in the wings there is a Sand King and also the Scarf Mage, of course. And Slark actually still a little bit scouting. He might look to jump on Tident. This could be a mistake. Oh, the blink out, perfectly timed. Does need to be careful. He's going to find Sand King. Sand King comes in with the Bow Strike, but doesn't look like PR want to follow up on that one. They just want to kind of keep the Slark in position.
So at the moment, Necrophos has his Aghanim Scepter finished up. BKB, I think, is finished, yes, on Scandal as well. So it's gonna be infinitely harder for them to get the kill on Scandal. They've tried to initiate on him twice. Both times have failed. And now with the BKB, he might not even need to relocate out if he's fast enough. Roshan is up as well. VP, they want to go for it. They should be able to fight. I think they, at least pro teams usually have the enemy ultimates just cooled down perfectly, timed down. So they might know that the Ravage is still not up for another 10 seconds. And with the Exorcism, they should be able to clear off Roshan before. It's gonna be close though, Sand King. Man, where you at, bro? We need your epicenter right now.
He does indeed. He's got it, and they're waiting. They're going to wait a little bit too long, yeah. Roshan goes down. Didn't look like they were too confident to take it without the Tident to Ravage. And yeah, Aegis going the way of Necrophos. And I mean, this Necro carry is getting pretty fat. You know, he has got the Aghanims finished, and looks like he's going to be working on the BKB next.
Well, it makes sense. Just go for the survivability. They don't lack damage anyway at the moment, especially since Slark has gotten as much as he did, considering that his laning was absolutely awful really early on. Their tri-lane got crashed, then he was left solo just to soak up XP, no farm at all. But he's definitely caught up now. Bloodlust gonna help him out even further from the Ogre Magi. Still level 1, but better than nothing really. And Illidan, does he want to go? They have to relocate as well if need be. He's just going for the TP out, nothing to stop it. Smart choice, everybody's just TPing the hell out of there.
Yeah, smart choice indeed. And that's one of the issues with this Slark-IO combo. You know, they've got nothing to stop that, and they haven't got nearly enough damage to burst them down before the TP comes out. They're going to always need to have Go Black or the Death Prophet or the Necro, really, with the ultimate around if they want to lock someone down. And mid lane, yeah, well, it looks like Tide just clearing up a few ancient stacks here. Working on that refreshes, and it's not going to be too slow, to be fair. You know, he's got the Oblivion Staff done. At the same time, VP.Polar putting on the pressure in the mid lane. All the big ults are up though for PR. And as you said, I'm sure VP.Polar will be aware of this. But looks for the time being, they're pretty confident to take this tower. And rightfully so. PR, they don't seem to be bothered about this.
So, Sharslaw on the Lycan, he went for a BKB now. Do you think it was the best item decision for him? I mean, I just really don't see them fighting or the BKB making that big of a difference. I mean, they kind of just need damage.
Yeah, I mean, the BKB, it's nice, obviously, against the... Well, I mean, against even the damage of the Necro, but there's a Slark and there's a Death Prophet, and it's not going to help you at all against that. And I'm almost kind of, you know, going towards the fact that Lycan needs to be a bit more aggressive with these split pushes, and I would have liked to see, you know, picking up a Necro book and getting those boots of travel online so he can look to keep pushing out these lanes, because we're seeing VP.Polar just storm down a lane at the moment, and, you know, every time that PR hasn't got these ultimates available, they're not confident to go in. And whilst that kind of is happening, they need some action to be going on elsewhere for these engagements to be profitable for the side of PR. And that really is the split pushing Lycan. And I mean, BKB is obviously going to keep him safe with these split pushes. They're going to be slower, but at the same time, he's going to be able to BKB TP out if anything comes his way. But I mean, the way VP.Polar are playing, they're playing very aggressively, and I don't think we'll see them TP back to defend against these tier 1s and tier 2s, because, I mean, they do still have the tier 1s mids and tier 1s top standing on the side of the Radiant. And, I mean, that is against the Lycan. I mean, granted, he has taken the tier 1 and the tier 2 bot, but you'd probably expect to see a little bit of aggression pushing out the other lanes rather than just solely focusing on one.
I guess they're, like, maybe hoping to get the racks in return or something, or...
Yeah.
If he had Necrobook, they might even be able to trade tier 3s. I mean, Lycan solo might not be as fast as 5 heroes, especially with the Exorcism there, but I think Power Rangers, they know Exorcism was used for the Roshan. So maybe they're going to go for a crazy trade, because crazy trades might just be what they need at the moment. I mean, looking at the graphs, 7,500 net worth lead now for VP.Polar. XP, not as much, but still slightly above 4k. It's looking good for Virtus.Pro, definitely. Just, it started off pretty horribly for them, to be honest, just losing so many kills.
Yeah,
but
really
the
did,
comeback has been real, man.
It has, yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's down to the draft or the players, but yeah, VP.Polar has certainly pulled this one out of the bag in terms of how it started off. And I mean, as we keep saying, it's going to be hard for PR to bring themselves back to the forefront of this game. It is just going to involve these massive team fights, but I don't know, with Slark, Death Prophet, Necro, and IO, you know, all keeping each other alive in terms of the Necro with the heals and the IO with the Tether and just the Slark with the Shadow Dance. It's going to be so... And even the Ogre Magi, you know, he's such a tanky hero nowadays. it's going to be really hard to burst down the entire team of VP.Polar. And at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone that you haven't focused, someone that you haven't locked down, and he's going to be nipping away at your supports on the back line. And yeah, I mean, PR just need to find these engagements and kind of hope that VP.Polar are a little bit out of position themselves sometime, which of course isn't out of the question because at the earlier points of the game, VP.Polar were all over the place. And maybe PR, they're just hoping for that kind of spell to happen again, so they're able to capitalize on it.
Power Rangers at the moment, they kind of need to string their ultimates together. They need to get a huge Ravage with just a nice Epicenter Burrow Strike follow-up. So far, Ravages have been like decent-ish, hitting 3-4 heroes maybe even. But just the follow-up has been a little bit lacking. Epicenters have either whiffed completely or just targeted on one hero. That's just not going to cut it for them at the moment, unfortunately. If Lycan was a little bit more farmed, maybe. But Virtus.Pro, just having the IO plus the Death Pulse constantly in the fights is so hard to go up against. Death Prophet really hard to be brought down anyway if the Eul Scepter is so speedy. Slark, well, just locking down that hero is almost impossible. He didn't go for the Manta style though, so he went for an SNY, so Ancient Seal might become an issue so far though. Really they haven't caught him off with that at all. Ogre, working towards his own Aghanims as well. There's just so much room for growth for Virtus.Pro, and they're, at least at the moment, the rate they're getting it at is that much faster than Power Rangers.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing at issue as well. Their builds are coming online a lot quicker than what PR are trying to produce. I mean, what's the Sand King going for you? He's obviously with the Blink and the Force staff now complete. I mean, a Veil of Discord could do a lot for the side of PR, and of course, as we've seen the stats wise, it's actually much more favourable to pick that up on the Sand King than the Aghanims. So maybe a Veil of Discord would be the order of the day. Viper's still working on his Aghanims. It's not going to be the earliest Aghanims. Aghanims is still generally a good item all round on a Viper, even if picked up towards the later stages. But again, you need a lot more than that to deal with a team of VP.Polar, and the Aghanims Viper isn't really going to be enough, especially when it's a core Viper as well. This is your position 1 hero, and he needs to pull out something spectacular. And other than the big ults, they just don't have enough huge AoE damage to kind of clean up after the magical damage. It is a Viper. He's going to be great at soloing down one hero. Yeah, he might be able to pick off the Death Prophet or the Necro before they, get out with the big ultimates. But other than that, I don't know. And Lycan, as you said, he's not really been present in these team fights. So we haven't really seen how effective he can run around and chip people down. But maybe that's what he's going to look to do now. He has got this BKB. Maybe he's going to look to take a bit more presence alongside the rest of his team.
I just don't know, Power Rangers. They have reasonable AoE, but they just don't have enough. AoE is all well and good, but you need some single target as well. You would think that with a Skydive Mage, they really have all the single target that is necessary in the world almost. But he's still level 9, doesn't have the level 2 Mystic Flare, and even the level 1 hasn't been all that impactful so far. And Virtus.Pro, they're just gonna keep on getting tankier. I mean, Death Prophet has a casual vitality booster, has himself even a plate mail in the stash as well. Might be going for the finished Heart of Trask or Shiva's card first. And it looks like finally somebody's asking that, where the hell is he? I think, I have no idea what he's actually asking because I don't understand Russian as much. There's only just a handful of words I understand, but...
Yeah, well, it's certainly different Russian to what I've seen in pubs, so I can only assume it's nice
something
Russian.
Internet.
It's nice Russian.
Like I said, something internet.
Oh, you can read that writing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I had it in school.
Is that
so
like Russian 2.0? I mean, that's more.
I had Russian in school for 5.5 years, so
oh, okay.
I know what the letters mean, and unfortunately, since there was no practical application to the Russian I studied, I just didn't even bother studying it. So it's like I don't know any
practical
words.
application. You're a Dota 2 player. I mean, half the community's Russian. I mean, surely that benefits you. I mean,
well,
sometimes you get Russian
I
fame
was
and
in
you're
school
like,
quite some time ago.
I understand exactly what you're saying to me, sir, and it's quite insulting. I mean,
no,
do you
I don't understand it well enough. I mean, I can read the letters, but I have no idea what they mean, what the words mean, pretty much.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I get you. So you understand the alphabet, basically.
Yeah. I mean, if I had been in school now, while I was actually playing Dota, I might have learned a little bit more enthusiastically.
Yeah, that would be true, yeah. I mean, it's certainly a useful language to learn. I mean, perhaps, people will start to understand the Russians, and maybe they're just saying really nice things. They're commending you on your play.
Oh,
when
for
you
sure.
Die, it's just, mate, don't worry. It's all right. You'll get them next time. But it's obviously just been misinterpreted.
They're
by
like trying to give you tips, like, oh, next time,
yeah,
build this item rather than that one. You're such a nice guy otherwise.
Exactly.
Just you're doing bad this game, but try your best. Next game will be better.
Indeed, and it all started as a little joke, you see, because the Russians, they were so nice, and then they're like, hey, let's tell the English that when we say this, it's actually us insulting them. And they're like, hey, that's a great one, mate. You know, good job, Vlad. And then, you know, they go online, they start putting this Russian in, and then the English are like, oh, okay, we've been told that that's bad. And suddenly this massive amount of hate's going towards the Russians, when really, maybe, you know, they're just trying to help us.
So, what do you think about them who are using voice chat? I mean, they
Well,
don't sound awfully happy or helpful.
well, maybe that's because they're misunderstood. You know, all this time, you know, imagine that, trying to be as helpful as you can in your own language, and whilst everyone else is just like, oh, these goddamn Russians, and you know, you can't say anything because you don't know how to speak a single ounce of English. But at the same time, you're just receiving all this abuse back, and maybe it's the Russians really that are being given a hard time by the English.
Maybe there's just so much injustice in the world. Maybe next time it's like, please. Oh, you're gonna have to just start copying or have a second monitor up with Google Translate, and just everything you see in Dota chats, just run it through Google Translate.
There used to be, you could used to get like a program, like an add-on for Dota 2, which it would let you run on Steam, and it would actually translate the chat, which was good fun. Obviously, the translations were awful because it was Google Translate. And you know, a lot of the times it was obviously inaccurate.
At least it should be able to translate if it has like any profanities in it or something. It's like,
yes,
you will understand the general
yes,
meaning at the very least.
That's true. That is true indeed. And so anyway, did we manage to so you worked out the second word is internet?
Yes.
But the first word you're not sure on.
Fixiat. I guess it's like fixing internet, something.
Okay.
Fixiat.
Okay.
I mean, I would expect
Fixiat.
it to mean fix.
That makes sense. No, that certainly makes sense indeed.
God damn. Got to love those pauses where almost nothing's happening and nobody's even saying. It's almost like most teams, whether they show up or if they show up late into the lobby, they show up like 10 minutes late, and even then they don't say anything at all. No sorries, no nothing. They just slowly go into the player seats, and still, even then, like probably 2 or 3 players or something will take even longer to come, and nobody says anything at all. They're just sitting quietly. Most admins don't give a fuck either. They're like, yeah. I mean, oh, we thought this game is going to start 30 minutes later anyway because, you know, standard Dota delays. Yeah.
Indeed, and well, you got to be careful with these pauses as well because, you know, it's been longer than 2 minutes, so PR players, they might be on the stream, you know, checking out the ward spot. So, hey, if you're a PR player and you're watching, welcome to the stream. As you can see, VP.Polar, they've got a ward. They've got a ward by Dyer, by Roshan, in fact. So I highly recommend. Who's Scarf Mage? Yeah, Sonic. Yeah, head over to the Roshan pit and deward that, mate. If you're watching, because they could be. I mean, it depends how dirty they want to play, but you know, they can see those wards, and wards are everything. Well, at least that's what my team tells me when I'm playing support and I don't buy them.
Well, at the moment, there aren't like too many just out of the ordinary wards. No. Maybe this one in the enemy jungle by the Radiant one. And yeah, good game, man. Shashlo, good game indeed.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, no, he's not back. He's not back.
He's not.
They just screwed us over, man. They're like, good game. No, it's a joke. It's a joke.
Well, that's what I'm only seeing good GA. Are you actually seeing good game?
Oh no, it's GA as well. For
GA.
Me. But
I see.
What the hell could GA mean? Good.
I don't know. Some Russian terminology.
Good gamma rays. I don't know.
Good gamma rays.
What the hell could GA mean?
Maybe it was good gay porn, and he actually meant to type that into Google. But that's why the oops is there as well. You know, he got halfway through and was like, oops! I was meant to be searching that, not putting it in the Dota 2 chat. And that's in truth why they're having this pause. For the old Shachler.
I don't know. I haven't timed how long this process went on for, but it feels almost like eternity already.
Well, it's been longer than 2 minutes. I'm watching the stream now, and yeah, we're well into this discussion, so it's been a long pause.
Oh my god, we just got literal threats from chat. Some guy said that I will kill you, caster, if postpone. Holy crap, guys!
Whoa,
Power Rangers,
guys,
reconnect, Tide, please reconnect!
Please! God, Shaflo, save us! What's he typing? Come on, translate. Come on, Coucher, get on the old what does this say? What does this mean? I'm going to get on Google Translate and I'm going to have a look if you don't know. Do you
Yeah,
know what
but
this means?
you can't.
Like-
can you insert like in Latin letters and does it translate then even?
Yes,
Or-
it. I can't, well, no, I'm going to use these English ones like Skok Vermane. Let's have a look. Skok. Oh no, it's moving too fast. I can't translate. Unas Samix 0.
Unas
in
should mean you, I think, something.
Oh,
No,
apparently
no,
there's-
it's not you. Wait.
They're speaking in Lithuanian apparently.
Unas is like it's, I think.
It's yeah.
Or wait. I don't remember, man. It's too hard.
Let's
All
have
I
a
know so it's like some words like I know beautiful. I know the nice words, man.
Let's have. Is it? Are they nice words? Are they? Okay.
Oh.
Well, that's all right then.
I don't know if they're saying
Nasty,
nice words,
nasty
but
words.
all I know are nice words.
Well,
It's
what's this?
like
Pervy
OD
Den-
Pixel, красивая мальчики. Mальчики. I don't know
Did you,
how.
did you just insult me in some Eastern European
No,
language?
man. I said you're a good-looking boy.
Oh.
Guy. I don't know.
Oh well, we'll take this outside then. Right. Let's
Oh,
have a look what this says. Oh, they're speaking What the hell is Galician? That's not even a language, is it? I thought it was a brand of ice cream. Galician.
What?
And apparently it translates to periwinkle, dens officer. Oh, that's not really helped me. All it's translated is pervy into periwinkle. And that's not really going to help us determine what the hell.
We got to reconnect.
What is that? Is that the Rova?
We got to reconnect.
How do we know? Oh, he's reconnected.
Oh, очень хорошо.
Ribena is back, lads. Forget Mountain Dew. It's all about the Ribena. BLR Internet. What's going on? Smiley face.
Okay, so hopefully we're gonna be able to unpause soon enough. I mean, if it's gonna crash again, I'm just gonna start banging my head against the wall or something. So fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. They haven't given the go yet, but he's reconnected, so that's a good sign.
It is a very good sign. Come
Okay,
on.
So what else can I mean, to be honest, I had the game Moscow 5 versus Scary Faces, I think it was, for the Gigabyte Challenge number 9.
Oh yeah. And how did it go?
It was like 1 hour and 52 minutes game,
Oh,
where the last hour of it was Scary Faces fighting up against supersized mega creeps. All of the racks were down already,
Oh man.
and Moscow 5 were unable to finish the game for another hour after that. I literally thought that game is also just gonna go on forever, and since I was solo casting as well, I just started remembering, just bringing out everything from my brain, every Russian word I knew almost. Things got out of hand.
Oh man. Well, let's hope we're not going to see that this game. This is going very late. Well, this would be a perfect time to plug our Twitters, though, guys. So, Coucher, where can people follow you? I'll let you go first, babe.
No, you can follow me at HeflaTV mostly. It's at Coucher for myself, but I'm always on HeflaTV anyway.
Guys, you need to go over to twitter.com/odpixel because we're about to get this game back on the road. Everybody's back. Everybody's finished having their Russian time.
If you don't follow OD Pixel, the game will get paused again, guys.
I will personally pause it. I'll press this F9. Can casters pause games? I think they can, can't they? But hello, Tide. I know he's in a little bit of trouble. Here comes Storm Rage. He is not happy with the fact that Tide disconnected for a good 10 minutes. And here we go. Io's there as well with Scandal. And that is what you get for the pausing, for pausing competitive games. That's a punishment and a half. And hello, Ogre Magi. He's going to find the Scarf Mage. No, he's not, because Scarf Mage, he's doing an F. He's in the trees. He's fine.
You would think that Tide Hunter is a tanky hero, but that guy just melted completely. It's not like Slark is doing the crazy amount of damage already, but they still managed to do that. Of course, Tide Hunter doesn't really have a mech, maybe even a Vanguard into the Crimson's Guard, anything like that. And oh, look at Chaslo! He's going for that semi-backdoor at the moment. Wants to get the tier 1. Nicely done as well. I mean, that's exactly what they need to be doing at the moment.
Well, there we go. You know, he did his Googling in the halftime break, and he's very good at backdooring now. Now he's going to run away. Scandal's there with the Yules. He's going to hold him in place. That's going to make the Invis go, but he's got a BKB. Slugs, he's not going to have enough damage to right-click this one down. And Shakalo, he's back to base, and he's safe, and they get a tier 1 out of it. So, Tide Hunter for a tier 1, not the best trade for PR, but at least it's not a bad one.
The tier 1 was about to fall at some point anyway. You can't expect it to really stand this late into the game. At least not up against the Lycan, but them getting a 10-second BKB charge out of Chaslo, definitely fine for VP.Polar. It's on a pretty long cooldown now as well, and are they really gonna just death ball through the mid lane now? They might as well. TK Phobos does have that Aegis after all.
Yeah, I mean, they can definitely go for it, yeah. I mean, he's nearly level 16, and obviously with that Aghanims, that just does a crazy ton of damage. And here we go, Exorcism, they're going to go straight for the high ground. There is a Fortification, there is a Ravage, and there is an Epic Enter available from the Sand King. But it doesn't matter, tier 3 is getting very low, Fortification is going to be popped. They're going to hang around their VP.Polar. They don't feel that they don't need to back off quite yet. Viper looking for the initiation with the Viper Strike. Is he going to go for it? He's just hesitating and hesitating. They're not ready to jump on this, but at the same time, they're losing racks very, very quickly. Mystic flare down onto DK Phobos.
They're not coming at all.
It off. What?
I mean, Lycan is split pushing. Tidehunter hasn't TP'd back yet. They're just giving away Rex. They have all their ultimates, yet they're not trying to defend or VP.Polar. They're backing off anyway, man. Vision is key, I guess.
Well, I don't know what this Ty's doing. I mean, he must have, DC'd and then had some of the good stuff because he's totally out of it. Yeah. Oh, he didn't have a TP. That was the issue there. But
oh no, he definitely had the TP. Did he give it to Lycan? I guess he might have given it to Lycan because
what?
I'm almost positive I went or checked his item or the inventory and he had one, but maybe gave it to Lycan. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, he might have done. I guess so. But
maybe I was looking at the Lycan to begin with, though. It's also a possibility.
It's on cooldown. I think he tried to TP back and cancelled it.
Oh man.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, at least they didn't lose the racks. They took a good beating, but the racks still stand. And well, I think that's kind of what's kept Christchurch being kicked off the team.
Epicenter being channel J4. He's gonna go for it, but right before the Dark Pack. Blink, Ravage follow up. Oh god.
Yeah, lovely. Beautiful. Beautifully done. Ravage pops as well, but I think it's worth it to kill that Slark, isn't it?
I think it's definitely worth it at the moment. Without the Slark, there's no real threat of a high ground push anyway coming out from VP. Their lanes are reasonably pushed out as well, so they should be safe. AG is expired. I can't put a finger on why VP, to be honest, didn't go for the racks when they had the Aegis though.
Yeah, I don't know why they did back off after that, because, I mean, yeah, Tidehunter wasn't coming back anytime soon. I mean, they could have definitely pushed it.
They didn't see the Tidehunter, so I can understand.
No,
but even against the Ravage, them being S5 plus having the Aegis, I mean, they could have just left Necrophos to right-click the racks, man. It would have been slow, but they had the Aegis, and they wouldn't have really endangered any of the other heroes.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, it wouldn't have endangered anyone else if that had happened. And well. BKB now finished up and ready on the Necrophos and relocate as well. So if anyone is out, and talking about being out, Sand King is in the mid lane. They might choose to go on it. I mean, they could. They've got the Reaper's Scythe. I mean, how much damage does that do? It does not well. It's 1.2, isn't it? Yeah, with Aghanim. So
pretty much need to bring down a hero to like 55% HP or close to it.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think it's something like
J4 used up. He can't blink out anymore. Relocate is gonna come in as well. 4-step out, but multicast catches him. Reaper Scythe. No buyback. 30-second additional buyback. Well, not buyback, but respawn timer. And I guess that's what they were waiting for. They have their BKBs. I think Shiva's card is also flying out at the moment. Yes, it is. So this is gonna be racks for sure.
It looks like it is, yeah, and this time, they haven't got the creeps. They've got to wait a little bit for the creeps to come in, because backdoor protection is kicking in, and Storm Rage, he's bashing away for no good at the moment, not doing a hell of a lot, but here the creeps should be kicking in a second, but at the same time, TP coming in from the Viper. This time, where's the Tide? He's on top lane. Does he have a TP? Yes, he does. And he probably needs to, well, it looks like, are they just going to let the racks go?
There's no Ravage anyway, man.
Oh, there is no Ravage, yeah, that's a good point.
No point for them to fight this.
Yeah.
If you have to just give away your racks and get nothing in return, you know you're screwed, me. Like, and he was trying to split push, but VP, they just sent the Necrophos down, and that was plenty to just counter push it all out. At least Cheshire Cat is getting rather close to the Refresher Orb. Might be enough to win a fight or two.
He is, and that Refresher Orb is going to come in handy when he cancels his TP, and he needs to refresh a TP, because he's playing like this. He might need to do that, and that's probably why he's playing.
Man, if it comes down to that, I'm just going to roll on the floor just laughing around.
It could happen. I mean, it could be worth it. You mess up one, two, you're like, okay, we really need to go back. One Ravage is going to be enough. It doesn't matter if I refresh straight away. But the plays could be there. How's this Lycan doing? Well, he's not really. Oh, he's got 3.1k after the BKB. He has got enough money to move on to his next big item. Could be a Basher, could be a Necro, could be just the straight-up boost of travel, just to deal with these pushes coming out from VP.Polar and trying to make some pushes of your own. At the same time, Sand King now with a Vela just gone mid lane, though. Hello, Cheshire Cat. He's not having a great day. He's got so much money in the bank. Surely buy the recipe at least. No, he doesn't. He just loses 500 gold from that. Sand King, though, coming in with a return. Sandstorm is going to be up. He channels his inner Darude, but it's just enough as the last Viper hit comes out and Io goes down. And it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Io for Tide. Again, not a great trade for PR.
Yeah, definitely just favoring VP again. They're just getting way too much out of this, to be honest. Aghanim Scepter also finished on Gold Black's Ogre Magi. Doesn't have the level 3 multicast yet, but doesn't really need it all that bad anyway. With the next Exorcism, they might just go for another high ground push. Maybe take Roshan instead. It's not like they need the Exorcism for Roshan, to be honest. Maybe they want to ensure it's going to be fast enough. But Power Rangers, like you just suggested previously, J4 did go for that Veil of Discord on the Sand King. With the Veil popped and double Ravage to come out later on, it's going to do a lot of damage. Illidan wanted to go for J4, 4-staff, doesn't get him over the hill. Illidan, is he going to chase J4 down? Never mind, going to back off. Doesn't quite want to run into the enemy team solo.
You could try and go for Lycan.
Oh man, Lycan, I guess, even if you can bait out the BKB, it's going to be enough. You have the Shadow Dance, you should be able to survive more or less everything.
Gore, PR, they're ready to jump on this. There's a Blink Burrow Strike and an Epicenter available. And here we go, it's coming straight out. Slark needs to get the hell out of there. Epicenter may be a little too premature. And, well, Sand King left for the premature problems. And, well, they're not going to be able to get the Slark. And Slark's going to be in the trees. Pounces back out. Hasn't got a TP. Has got 2.8k gold on him. In fact, now Lycan. Maybe they can sandwich it in. You know, there's an Io here to buff up the Slark, and Lycan could be in trouble here. They're going to get ready to go in. Here comes the Tether. They're going to be able to jump on Slark, and he pops the BKB, but that's all right. They've got a Skull Basher. Can they chase him down with his movement speed? There's going to be a relocate in, and it's actually just moving them a little bit closer. I don't know if it's going to help them too much. He's going to be able to get away the Lycan at the same time TP out from Viper, and unfortunately for VP.Polar, they're not going to find anything. They do force out a BKB charge, but hello, he's trying to TP out now. They're going to be able to find a bash. No, they're not. They're not going to be able to get close enough soon enough. But hello, Sand King. You know, there's no point playing Sandstorm there, mate. Well, maybe there is.
It's so sick that the pounds actually connect, but doesn't disjoint the Sandstorm or anything.
But hello, Jafe. Oh, he's got the blink. He's got the blink, and he's out. He's out.
Illidan, he's just being a terror. I mean, Power Rangers, they're running away from his solo Slark, who's just roaming around in the enemy jungle. But now Roshan gets scouted out. They're not going to pop the Exorcism quite yet. Gold Black has the Bloodlust at level 3 as well, with Illidan coming in. Should be plenty to take down Roshan, and it's the third Roshan. It's gonna have cheese as well. Looking at the graphs, it's about a 10k net worth lead already as it is. 7k-ish XP lead, but with the Aegis and the cheese, Power Rangers, can they defend this? Cheshire with the previous death, still doesn't have his Refresher Orb. They really need it badly.
Oh my god, yeah, this Roshan goes down. Aegis is going to go the way of Slark, and well, what do you do about the Slark? And the answer is you don't. He's going to be pretty terrifying now. And now look, Ping's coming out. You know, PR realizing they're going to need to defend this bottom racks because here comes the push. Ravage is, hang on, what? Did you just see him use Ravage?
Whoa!
What?
I didn't see it, but the spell is on cooldown. No way. This is just Rax, I mean, J4.
He's in the jungle. He needed it for the small camp. The small camp was giving him a bit of trouble. Viper Strike going to be going down onto Death Prophet as the Exorcism, though. PR, what are they doing?
Illidan got himself stuck in the trees at least, so he's not there yet. But Evil Scepter up on the Tide. They want to go in him. Never mind, they're going to back off. They don't know that Ravage is on cooldown, so it's kind of mental games, but... Wow, that... Tide Hunter, I mean... Oh, J4, Epicenter coming in. He wants to go for Illidan. Going to go for DK Focus instead. Mystic Flare as well. It's still not enough. Relocated out the wrong hero though. DK Focus, never mind. He had the cheese. He's fine. Gold Black gonna tank up quite a lot. Gets another multicast, Fire Blast. And there's the Reaper side. Viper down. No buyback, no nothing. They're gonna get the Tide as well. He does have buyback, but still no Ravage. Scandal gonna clear up the Skyrough Mage. And 2 Rex behind. Lycan gets a tier 3. Might even get melee Rex if he's gonna stay there long enough.
He's got BKB. You might want to man this one up. And he's going to need to do it a little bit quicker because the stun's coming out. But here we go. Speeding on Zali's. He's out of the way. But, I mean, PR. I don't know how they're going to carry this Tide, but he's pretty heavy at the moment. Come on.
I'm just waiting for chat to catch up for the Tide Ravage. Oh, man. The chat is going to go absolutely mental when they see the Tide just ravage nothing or when they hear of it. Oh, God, no. That's Heart of Tarrasque finished on Death Prophet as well. Scandal, absolute monster on the Death Prophet. They just took a fight, took another set of racks. Tier 3 is also down top lane. And J4 might be in some trouble. Illidan is gonna come in with the pounce. They don't have enough quite yet, but if they're just gonna hang there, they might blink out. Oh, he gets the blink just as Lil arrived. He's gonna be safe. TP's back to home, but oh, Illidan pounce onto Soneko, forced them disjointed, and well, doesn't help him at all.
Oh,
This game is so over.
He's got enough for the refreshers orb. He just needs to find his way to the secret shop. Is he going to be able to do it? Here we go. Is he going to go for the Janet? Oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got the refreshers orb. And he's now got Ravage naturally off cooldown. So they've got a double Ravage. They've been mega creeped. It's perhaps a little bit too late. What do you do as the side of PR? I mean, well, here we go. BKB unlocking. Here we go. One Ravage. It's going to hit the Slark and the Ogre, but BKB up a DK focus. Second Ravage comes through. Ogre Magi will go down, but at the same time, you know, the rest of the side of PR, they're falling apart. Mega creeps are going to be claimed by VP.Polar. And, well, half of the PR back in base. Viper gets taken down by a Necro. GG, well played, is called by the Tide. And, well, there we go. First game of the 3 going to VP.Polar as they clear up the Sand King. And, well, that was an interesting game nonetheless. But, well, what do you have to say about that, Coucher?
That second damage, it hit 0 heroes. There was 1 hero there only, but he had the BKB activated. That's all I'm gonna say. I just felt like Cheshire Cat, the pause kind of screwed his mentality over. Once he came back, he died straight after as well. I mean, there was a really long pause.
Yeah.
He had internet issues.
It went downhill. I mean, I don't know, you know, if in Russia it's a bit rough and someone just came up, murdered him, you know, unplugged the internet, like, oh, hang on, we could have a bit of fun here, plugged it back in, and suddenly you've got some, you know, some Russian, you know, castaway playing on his account, and it was all going to pot, but he did not know what he was doing for the second half of that game, and it's sad as it's to say and point people out, but his play really wasn't up to standard. And I don't think that's solely what lost them the game. I feel like the draft of VP.Polar was a little bit stronger as well. But at the end of the day, what do you do? Power Rangers.
It's a best of 3 at least, so Power Rangers, they're going to have one more chance to come back and redeem themselves, take this to a game 3, which we're definitely hoping for. I mean, it's always nice when the best of 3 series actually goes the distance. But guys, with this, we're going to head into game number 2 now. Thank you so much for just tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed. And I hope you enjoyed our just retarded talking during the long pause as well. But in case, if you did like us, be sure to follow us on HeflaTV.
Yes. Go there now.
All the links are below the stream. For the casters, it's @Coucher for me everywhere, @ODPixel for my co-caster. And guys, see you in game 2.